Hey, what is going on YouTube? Broke Watch Fanatic here, doing a review on a new release from ADDIESDIVE. And man, let me tell you, I am extremely impressed. Even my wife was giving me compliments on this watch when she saw it on my wrist. This is the AD2513, a dive watch that I believe takes inspiration from the Submariner and a Longines Hydro Conquest. I was undecided between the blue and gray, but ultimately decided on my favorite color, which is blue. They also have this in red, but I never really liked watches with red dials, so blue it was. When I saw the texture on this dial, it reminded me of Seiko and their dive watches. Seiko has always been good at adding texture to their dials, and it seems ADDIESDIVE has been learning a thing or two from them. After removing all of the protective film around the watch, I find this to be a stunning quartz piece as I'm handling it. That dial seems to be very playful against the light. Looks like it'll be a fun summer watch, even though summer is pretty much over. Yes, it'll have its negatives, and I'll get to that later, but I think it's important to manage expectations at this price point. So let's get the dimensions and specs out of the way. The watch is 41mm across, thickness of 13mm, lug to lug of 48mm, lug width is a friendly 20mm, so there will be a lot of strap options. The bracelet tapers down to 18mm. It has 200 meters of water resistance, a very nice 7mm signed crown that's a screw down, along with a screw down caseback. The crystal is a flat mineral glass crystal with blue AR coating, and the movement is a Japanese quartz Miyota 2115. Links are attached with split pins. The bezel is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and the luminous material used is BGW9. So I already know that there will be a lot of watch enthusiasts scoffing at this watch because of its quartz movement and mineral crystal. But listen, this watch is catering to a different audience. It's catering to those who are on a budget, or who don't really care about horology, or to those who just want a fun piece to wear around without having to worry about wearing an expensive piece on their wrist. With that being said, looking at the dial, I'm getting Longines Hydro Conquest vibes mixed into a Submariner case. The indices are applied on a heavily textured dial. There's a lot of polishing going on in the dial, specifically the hands and indices, which I actually like mostly because the bracelet and the top of the case is fully brushed. So when you see the watch head on, it has a nice balance of brushed finishing with polished accents. The hands are baton style hands that are dual faceted, so you'll get reflections in more than one angle. And the second hand has an arrow tip, nothing fancy. The date magnifier has a good magnification ratio. It's close to Rolex's ratio of 2.5 times and does a good job of telling the date. The bezel insert, I'm not really sure if it's ceramic. It certainly looks the part, but it doesn't mention anything about the bezel insert on ADDIESDIVE's website, so I can't speak on that. What I can speak on is the bezel action, and here's how it sounds. The 120 click unidirectional bezel has a decent action in my opinion. It has a bit of a tinny sound to it, which may or may not be good depending on your taste, but the bezel fit is tight. There is no lateral play whatsoever and very minimal back play. The only knock I'll give is that the cuts on the bezel edge is on the softer side, so it can slip against your fingers if they're dry. But overall, it's a good bezel and not disappointing at all. The mineral crystal has some really good AR coating to it. There are certain angles where the crystal would completely disappear, and only time will tell how scratch resistant this mineral glass will be. But in the interim, I'm just enjoying the blue AR coating and looking straight into the dial. On the back, you'll find the caseback that's screwed down with the ADDIESDIVE logo. The only issue I see here is that you'll need a special tool to open it up. You can't just use a caseback opener with 2 notches, for example. It's similar to Rolex's Caseback where there are a bunch of tiny grooves. So if the battery dies, you'll either have to buy the special tool or take it to a watchmaker. Inside the movement is a quartz Miyota 2115 rated for plus or minus 20 seconds a month with a 3-year battery life. And the battery used is an SR626SW watch battery. The lume on this is really great. It's clean, it's blue, and it's bright. I even like the fact that the bezel markers are all illuminated as well. Ever since I reviewed the Pilot's watch from ADDIESDIVE, I was very impressed with the amount of lume that they use, and this one also doesn't disappoint. The bracelet is a standard 3-link bracelet. They are fixed by split pins, which isn't the best, but for this price point, you can't expect much more. It just feels a bit flimsy with the way the links are flexing, but at least they're easy to size. My biggest gripe with the bracelet is the male end links at the case. The male end link is just way too long for my liking. End link to end link measures a whopping 53.8 millimeters. Luckily, those end links do contour down a bit, and when it's on my wrist, the amount of overhang is something I can live with. The clasp is pretty standard. It's a stamped clasp with 3 micro adjustments. This can easily be switched out for a more robust clasp with more micro adjustments if you'd like. But for me, I was able to get a great fit. Overall, I think this watch is a really fun watch to have around. A perfect beater if you love dive watches. I really like the textured dial, along with the 6, 9, and 12 numerals. I've always been a fan of the black and blue color combination, and it's just a good-looking masculine watch with a good presence all around. The best part is that it's affordable. It seems that AliExpress is having an event sale from August 18th through the 28th. And right now, the price on this is $49.34. If you can get past the quartz movement, the mineral crystal, and the bracelet, there is still a lot to like about this watch. Let me know if you have any questions. Until next time, take care everyone.